Transferable skills are an important part of any internship or job application. At Career Services, we would like to help you understand the value of transferable skills, how to recognize them, and then how to articulate them to future employers. Whether you know it or not, as Weber State University students, you are learning these transferable skills both inside and outside of the classroom. When we think about skills, we often gravitate toward the technical skills, which include proficiency in a foreign language, a musical instrument, or even a computer program. But research has shown that employers value our transferable skills perhaps even more than the technical skills that we have to offer. This is because an employer may be able to train you on a computer program, but it's much harder to train a new employee on a skill such as adaptability. A transferable skill is a skill that you have learned in any setting, whether that's in the classroom, outside of the classroom, or in your personal life. These skills can be transferred with you to all settings in your future, personal and professional. Transferable skills include things such as leadership, project management, and adaptability. As you go through each of your life experiences, think about the transferable skills that you are learning and how you can further develop each one. When we survey employers nationally, we find that about 70% of their hiring is focused on transferable skills. This means that not only do you need to know what your transferable skills are, you need to be prepared to talk about them both in your resume, your cover letter, and in your interview as you meet with those potential employers. NACE is the National Association of Colleges and Employers. NACE surveys employers nationwide to find out what key skills they are looking for on applicant resumes. Hands down, the skills that employers are looking for are transferable skills. This list includes things such as problem solving, being flexible and adaptable, having a strong work ethic, and strong interpersonal skills, being able to get along with others. These are the key skills that you should identify in your resume and application materials and be prepared to talk about in an interview. Again, you are learning these transferable skills in a variety of different settings. Each of your experiences gain you these transferable skills. Perhaps you are doing research to translate a document or working with a group to complete a project. Maybe you're completing a study abroad or an internship, or perhaps you're volunteering in your community. Each one of these experiences develops your transferable skills. For example, say you were to join a club on campus. Perhaps this is an academic club or a non-academic club. Throughout that experience, you're gaining valuable transferable skills. You may gain skills such as teamwork, working with the other members of your club to complete a task or a project or a presentation of some kind. You'll also develop skills in work ethic, working hard to complete a deadline, and skills in adaptability. Say something goes wrong in your project, you need to work together to make sure that everything comes together smoothly in the end. Each of these skills is extremely valuable, regardless of where you've learned them. It's important as you go through each of your academic and non-academic experiences that you note these transferable skills, what they are, and how you've learned them. As you develop these transferable skills, they lead into broader career competencies. Through further research, NACE has identified that employers are looking for applicants who are well-rounded in a variety of different areas and can build into these larger career competencies. They've identified that strong applicants and employees are those who can demonstrate these core competencies in their workplace and in their lifelong career management. The 8 core competencies that NACE has identified through their research with national employers are these. So the building blocks of the transferable skills that you have gained are valuable as they build toward these broader career competencies that again can be learned in a variety of personal and professional settings and taken with you as you transition into new environments. So again, as you have been a member of a club, gained these valuable transferable skills, each of these skills is going to build toward a broader career competency. The skill in teamwork builds toward your teamwork competency. Skills in work ethic and adaptability build toward your competency in professionalism. It's important to be able to identify not only your individual transferable skills, but the career competencies that you are developing along the way. Now that you've identified the transferable skills that you're gaining and the career competencies that they are building toward, it's important to be able to articulate this information to future employers. We recommend that you create stories or examples that showcase how you've gained and developed each of these skills. One method is to use the PAR method, P-A-R. First, identify the problem or the situation. Next, describe the action steps that you took in detail. Be sure to include the transferable skills that you're trying to highlight. Finally, talk about the result of the situation. How did it end? What did you learn? And how can you use this skill moving forward in the future employment setting that you're discussing? Be sure that you remain professional and keep information confidential that needs to be kept that way. And of course, keep each of these stories or examples to 1 to 2 minutes. If you are trying to highlight a skill such as your strong written and verbal communication skills, there's a variety of settings that you might be able to articulate. You may be able to talk about your communication skills when you are teaching or presenting, when you're writing reports, in leadership roles, or in dealing with difficult clients or customers. Here's an example. If during an interview they ask you a question such as, "Tell me about your ability to work in a team," this is a great opportunity for you to highlight your communication skills. You may answer with something such as this. During my education at Weber State University, one of my classes required a large group project. Using my strong written and verbal communication skills, as we met as a group, I made sure that all group members felt that their voice was heard and that we shared all of the ideas, because I feel it's best when all ideas are on the table so we can create a strong end product. I volunteered to manage the Google Doc that we were using to keep track of our ideas and our progress, and I, of course, was willing to provide and receive constructive feedback as we moved forward. Because I'm a strong writer, I volunteered to make our final paper edits so that the paper read smoothly and cohesively. As a result, we collaborated really well as a team and earned a very high grade that we were very proud of. I would use this same approach again in any team setting because I see the value in communicating clearly and working with others. I, of course, will always continue to be open to the feedback of my teammates and of my supervisors and look forward to applying these teamwork and communication skills with your organization. In this example, I identified the problem, the action steps, and the result, and clearly articulated the transferable skills that I have gained through my education and how they would apply to an employment setting. For each of your skills, you want to create stories or examples such as this that highlight the learning that you've done both inside and outside of the classroom. Here are the next steps that we recommend you take as you continue to identify, apply, and articulate your transferable skills and core career competencies. First, identify all of the transferable skills that you are learning here at Weber State, both inside and outside of the classroom, and also identify the skills that you would like to further learn and develop. Next, from all of the skills that you've identified, select 5 or more that you feel are your strongest. Make sure that each of these skills is identified clearly in your resume, your website or e-portfolio, any professional digital platforms that you have, so that employers can see the skills that you've gained. Here's some suggestions for how to identify your skills on your resume. Identify both your transferable and your technical skills. When reading a job description, be sure that you match the key words that they use in the job description and include them on your application materials. It's important to have a skills section on your resume, but it's also important to articulate the skills, how you've used and applied them throughout the bullet points as you describe your work and non-work experience. For example, a bullet point may read, organized 4 successful yearly events for 300 plus clients, utilizing strong attention to detail to ensure all tasks were completed ahead of schedule. This bullet point describes a task that I did in a job and talks about how I did it and what the task was. This clearly defines the transferable skill of attention to detail. Another way that you can talk about your skills is in an e-portfolio or a cover letter. This is another example of how you can take a particular skill, such as problem solving, and demonstrate the situation where you've learned and applied that skill. Then, if you have the opportunity to interview, you can expand on these skills as you meet with the employer. Your next step is to take the 5 key skills that you identified and develop 10 to 15 stories or examples. If you have 2 or 3 examples for each of those skill sets, then you'll have 10 to 15 stories. Keep note of these, write them down in a Word document or in a notepad, someplace that you can remember them. So as you continue to gain them, you can keep track and be ready to use them when you start applying for internships and jobs. Again, the skills that you're gaining can be applied in a variety of different settings, so be creative. As you continue to identify, apply, and articulate your transferable skills and core career competencies, Career Services is here to help you. If you'd like any further support or would like any resources around this or any career-related preparation, please reach out to us on our website, make an appointment, contact us, or come in and see us. Best of luck on your next steps.